Alright. We got ourselves Dr. Solo, which we had them very recently. Like 2 weekends ago actually. The most recent one we read of Dr. Solo was SCP-2635, which was Hot Potato, where, like, you know, a bunch of people had to like share the potato around, because after like 6 months, if they kept the potato too long, half of the groups would like vanish, like just die. And that was the one where like a lot of different SCP like factions was mentioned, like Serpent's Hand, Dr. One. What's Dr. One name? I'm not sure. Marshall Colin Dark, the Chaos Insurgency, Virtual Book. Like everybody had the potato for a short duration, and then when the Foundation got it, they decided to like just do back and forth between themselves and one group instead of like giving it to everybody else. That was the last one from Dr. Solo that we read. Wait, you guys said quite a lot. I feel like I'm gonna need everyone to leave and clean the fuck up and go. Like Michael Jordan said, yeah, in the ad video where he says stop and get some help. 78 instances about it. Yeah, what games do you think? Maybe some SCP stuff needs to happen. No, I could be wrong. Solitaire, anything he can play by himself. Yeah, he probably does not play any multiplayer games. A lot of like single player games, because if he plays multiplayer games, he probably gets a lot of weird shit said to him over the voice comms. You know what I mean? But okay, Dr. Soul, though, they wrote Dionysus, which I'm not sure if it's one of my stepdads or my biological dad or some. I know one of my fathers has that in their name, and I have also a Greek god in my name, which is really cool. Oh yeah, we go. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-2663 is to be held in a standard fungal organism contained. That was a god of wine, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the god of wine. Yes, the Greek god Afro. No. My actual name. But yes, that would be funny. That would be funny if it's like a Greek god just called Afro, and everybody's like, "Oh, you base? Did you base yourself after that name?" Which, by the way, I got that so often when I played Smite, because I called myself God of Afro, and Aphrodite is in the game. So everybody's like, "Do you play Aphrodite?" I'm like, "No." I mean, I play every god in that game, but then they're like, "Well, you call yourself God of Afro." I'm like, "Yeah, like the hairstyle." I'm not vain enough to think that I'm a god of a goddess. Like, that's not like, what kind of like leaps and bounds, like jumps did you make in your head? I'm not the type of guy who's gonna be like, yeah, listen, I'm the god of Aphrodite. You know, I mean, like, she belongs to me. No, I'm talking about the hairstyle, which to be fair, Aphrodite does have a skin, which is called Afro, the way that's written like my hairstyle, deity, where she does have an afro. Fair enough, but still. SCP-2663 is to be held in a standard fungal organism containment chamber kept on an isolated ventilation system. This chamber should be maintained at a steady temperature of 20 degrees Celsius and relative humidity of at least 70%. The chamber should be cleaned bi-weekly and all waste products are to be incinerated. SCP-2663 is to be given 80 kg of plant matter, treated with a fungal nutrient solution every 2 months. Dihydrogen, phosphate, ammonia, sulfur, magnesium, iron, calcium, zinc, and biotin are all dissolved in water. All personnel interacting with SCP-2663 are to wear self-contained breathing apparatuses. Non-essential personnel are not to come within 15 meters of the containment chamber. Her name is spelled with a F. Anyway, Afro is with an F. Oh, good. A fungus. Germ and fungi things freak me out. Oh, we had a lot of fungus SCPs recent in series 2. Yeah, no, exactly. Which I was also like, I told him like, yeah, well, Aphrodite is written PH. Like, why would you think I like misspelled? Or that you think like that Afro, well, Afro was like taken, so I was like, oh god, right with an F, oh no. Yeah. A lot of people, of course, did not believe that I actually had an Afro. Like they're like, no, you don't. And then like they see like, cause I was streaming Smite a long time ago, and they like see me streaming, they're like, oh, you do. I'm like, yeah. Why would I lie? Why? What do I gain of lying about having a hairstyle? Description: SCP-2663 is a colonial organism composed of approximately 250 kilograms of Sacharo. Oh wait. First of all, picture here, microscope's image of individual SCP-2663 cells. Is there anything else in here? Anything interesting? No. Donderrouter is the router. 250 kilograms of Saccharomyces cerevisiae yeast, believed to be roughly 7,000 years old. While individual component cells of SCP-2663 do not display any physical abnormalities, they have never been observed budding or mating and do not undergo apoptosis, the asexual process by which yeast reproduce. SCP-2663 typically takes the shape of a large stationary fungal mat on the floor of its environment, but is capable of drawing itself up into a larger pillar which is capable of moving at approximately 2.5 kilograms per hour through the use of pseudopods. That actually is pretty far. 2.5 kilograms per hour, kilometers per hour is pretty far for like something that's like really tiny. Anomalous properties of SCP-2663 are much more apparent on a macro scale, as the entire colony appears to possess a collective intelligence on par with that of an adult human, and is able to telepathically communicate with individuals within a 10-meter radius. SCP-2663 has proven to be extremely cooperative during both its recovery and continued containment. For sample interview logs with SCP-2663, see addendum. Actually, hold on. It is a colonial organism composed of approximately 250 kilograms. So it is pretty big, but still 2.5 kilometers per hour is still pretty far for yeast to go. That's the yeast used to make beer. Yes. That's the only reason why I know that's because of my my best friend who has worked at a brewery before, and like they told me what kind of like yeast they use, and then like we looked it up, and then we saw this. SCP-2663 feeds as would be expected of standard S. cerevisiae, and as a result creates ethanol and carbon dioxide through the fermentation of sugars. I can see why it's called Dionysus, because Dionysus is the god of wine and alcohol and party and all that, and a good time, man. But so I understand that like that this yeast flesh, this yeast mount is like that just creates alcohol is going to be named after a god of alcohol. Ethanol produced by SCP-2663 appears to have approximately twice as strong a psychoactive effect when consumed by humans, but is otherwise entirely non-anomalous. Carbon dioxide produced by SCP-2663 has several psychological effects when inhaled by humans. Subjects will experience an increased desire for alcoholic beverages and a desire to bring SCP-2663 grains and fruit. Yep, that's one of the many snacks that Dionysus likes to enjoy. And of course the Greeks enjoyed while getting drunk. Subjects will also begin to express a reverence for SCP-2663 and will seek to prevent any harm that might befall it. SCP-2663 was discovered in a forest in the Caucasus Mountains by Foundation personnel deployed there on an unrelated mission. These personnel were approached by SCP-2663, which then made telepathic contact. SCP-2663 was cooperative in its subsequent recovery and has not expressed any dissatisfaction with its containment. Oh, that's cool. I mean, Dionysus was always one of the more chiller gods up there in the Greek time, so I can imagine him just being like, yeah, man, just take me. I'm not saying that he hasn't done anything like wild, but at the end he was definitely a lot more relaxed compared to like most of his Greek god family members. Below the transcript of several selected interviews with SCP-2663. Interview 2. Okay, so interview SCP-2663 and Dr. Fairweather. Due to the telepathic nature of SCP-2663, interview transcripts are recorded by the interviewer during the interview. I'm gonna speak Dionysus as close as I can as a version of Dionysus in Hades. So, Dr. Fairweather. Hello, 2663. How does he, like, he's like always like a little bit like more like happy, but he still like has like a little bit of like a sing-song where like he's like, Zagreus, my man. So hello. I'm here to ask you some questions today. Is that alright? Yes. Good. I'd like to begin with your containment. Wait, I have to go on. Good. I'd like to begin with your containment. Do you know why you're here? I love that you said there's a Greek god in your name. My middle name comes from a member of a thrash metal band. That is pretty awesome too, though. Come on. Good. I'd like to begin with your containment. Do you know why you're here? Secure the Foundation secures anomalies with the goal of preventing them from falling into the hands of civilian or rival agencies through extensive observation and surveillance by acting to intercept such anomalies as the Earth's opportunities. The Foundation contains anomalies with the goal of preventing the influence of effect. Yes, thank you. Do you have any issues with your current situation? No. Why would I? Well, sometimes the entities we contain do not appreciate containment. I am fed, I am housed, I have no qualms. I'm glad to hear that. Can you tell me why you made contact with our agents yesterday? It had been a long time since I have seen a person. A long time. How long exactly? I am not sure. It's easy to lose count after so long. Thousands of winters and thousands of summers. It's been thousands of years since you've spoken to anyone? Yes. And how long have you been in those mountains? Always. It was my home from the time of my first thought until I was brought here. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually listen to how I'm gonna pause the music real quick. Hades, Dionysus. I keep Dio. I can't fucking spell it. Dionysus. There we go. I'm just gonna listen to him one more time.
Dionysus. Dionysus, mate. Sometimes things...
Oh, you're really too much for me sometimes, you know that, man? Gotta tell you, I don't think I ever felt so close to somebody so damn far away.
Gotta tell you, I don't think I ever felt so close to somebody so damn far away. That's the worst.
But through the gift of drink, it's like
But for the gift of drink,
we're with each other in spirit all the time, you know?
it's like we're with each other in spirit all the time, you know? Okay, I'm gonna do it like that. Sorry about that. Let's go on. Always was my home from the time of my first thought until I was brought here. And when was that first thought? Again, I cannot be sure. There are pieces missing. How old is agriculture? I remember you had just started farming. I see. I think we'll end here for today. Thank you. You're welcome. I thought you were going to say, I'm going to speak to you telepathically to enhance the immersion. Just like, yeah, it's just me, just like... interview 4. Hello again, 2663. Hello, Doctor. I have some more questions for you today, alright? Very well, what would you like to know? You are aware that you are not a typical yeast, yes? Yes. Could you tell me how you came to be this way? How? No. I have long tried to discover how and why I was created, but I have never found an answer that satisfied me. But I can tell you where. Alright, when was that? A lake. Long ago. I lived on the bottom of a lake. Once I called it Dionysus, but at the time it had no name. It was just the lake. Ancient Latin name for what is now Lake 7, Armenia. And this is where you think you were born? Not born, no. I have been in this world for much longer than that. Aeons, but before the lake I was not me. We were us, a great many million parts. Independent and unthinking, cells you call them. When I first pulled myself from the water, I was vast, many thousands of libra. Ancient Roman unit of weight, equivalent to 329 Gs. What happened to you? The rest of you, I mean. What happened to make you the size you are now? You've seen it. I cannot grow, I do not bud. My cells do not die, but they can be killed. Millennia of existence have taken their toll, and this is what remains. One day I expect the last of me will be gone, and I will be no more. Voice acting, like always, 10 out of 10. Do love the voice acting. Thank you so much. I'm trying my best. I don't have his voice fully down because he has like a certain certain tone I cannot fully hit just yet. But if I were to like sit down and probably like practice a lot more, I eventually get it. I understand. We can stop now. We can stop here for the day. Thank you. End log. Interview 5. I like that. I love that. Man, the contrast of Cthulhu going through the most traumatic shit to Dionysus being like, hey man, how about you and I just chill a little bit and we talk about my past? I'll be willing to tell you anything, man. Really ask for the experience. Thanks. I always try. I always try to like be creative as much as I can, because I always I don't want to end up with the same voices over and over again. So but since it's Dionysus, I was like, I will try to copy Dionysus from Hades, because that's the most recent Dionysus version we have. But yeah. Glad you guys enjoy it. Dr. Fairweather. Hello, Caroline. Oh, so Dr. Fair was actually a woman. Oh well. I'm just gonna keep adding with a deep voice. Hello, 2263. I just have a few questions for you today. We'd like to know a little bit about your origins, if you can remember. I can tell you the story. The story? Yeah, my story. I would appreciate that. Go ahead. Thank you. When I left the lake where I first thought I was colossal, and to the people living in the settlement on the lake, I was the biggest thing they had ever seen. To them, I was Deific? I'm sorry, Caroline. I'm having a stroke. Listen, it's a little bit. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to talk when you just yeast, you know. Really? Dr. Fairway just woke up and has a very rough morning voice. No, it's a hangover, because every time Dr. Fairweather talks to SCP-2663, she gets a little bit drunk, and then she goes home and she's like, oh god. Every single time.
Deific.
Okay, sure, I'll go with that. Oh, that was Deific, a vast thing descending on the village. They threw stones and spears, but they could not stop me. I meant no harm, and so I reached out in their minds and greeted them. I did not know where they were. I did not know what they were, nor what I was. And so I asked them. They asked if I was the answer to their prayers. You see, something had happened to the... I'm gonna skip Epic Rap Battle history, because it's like... I always end up like listening too closely to it, and I get... I get, distracted. They asked if I was the answer to their prayers. You see, something had happened to the lake from which I emerged. It had become sickly and poisonous over the last few months, and the people could not drink from it. And its rivers and streams were quickly succumbing to the same corruption. In that moment, I remembered my life as it was before, as millions of small parts. Bring me grain, I told them, and they did. I took the crop into my body, and in return, I gave them ale. The people were then able to drink, and for many years we lived together. Over time, I became a friend of the village. And then we party. I say disco, you say party, disco, party. Generations passed. These nameless people decided to leave the shores of the nameless lake. They were to go forth into the world, and they would bring with them the language and the gods and me. Each time a party would set out, I gave them a piece of me to take them with them to their new home. After the nameless people set out, they began to acquire names. As they spread out, their language changed and shifted, and the gods followed suit. I bore witness to the creation of dozens of sky fathers and divine mothers. As the people went forth, their descendants began to forget me. My vast, featureless body drained from their memories, replaced by visions of sadistic men and nature spirits. They gave such names as Liber and Succulus and Fluff made me a figure of myth. They built... Oh, so I like this. This is like the SCP lore behind how Dionysus became a mythical being. They built temples to their long-forgotten friend, and eventually the descendants of the nameless people had spread me far and wide, and each had its own tale of my birth. Eventually the last of the remaining people on the shores of the lake left, and so I did too. I went into the mountains, I spread through the forest, and I lay there waiting for anyone to pass by. When someone did come, I spoke to them, I guided them out of the mountains, and when they had left, they would go and tell how they met the god of wine in the mountains, and these stories would keep people walking through. Eventually the people forgot these stories and forgot me. Millennia withered me and battered me, and I lay in wait for new travelers who never came. This is why I contacted you people. Well, that certainly is a lot of information. I think we should end here for now so I can go process this transcript. Thank you, 2663. SB2663 is silent. End log. Why are you silent? Why are you silent, SB2663? What happened? Not the I guess it wasn't the response he expected. What I like about the SCP, what the SCP wiki does with mythology is either they make the deity an actual anomaly, like how Jormungandr, the world snake in Norse mythology, is an actual being, or they create an SCP that is the reason why there's inspiration behind the deity. That was a weirdly ominous ending. Yeah. I don't like how, like... That's why I'm wondering, like, why is he silent? Is he, like, trying to say that, like, you will eventually forget about me as well? When someone did come, I spoke to them, I guided them out of the mountain. When they left, they would go on to tell how they met the god of wine in the mountains, and these stories would keep the people walking through. Eventually, the people forgot these stories and forgot me. Millennia with me and battled me, and I lay in wait for a new traveler who never came. That is why I contacted your people. Yeah, I wonder why he was quiet at the end there. People who watch this video in the future, put your theories down. Why was SCP-2663 quiet? Why the silent?